Ati for makwaba celebrity rest and number 10 so hit out man subscribe like share my one pensi be so enya binti jemre nya da jebongra senim ne de yemfa nsem ni nyina emre mo na ye bobro ma ne bobro mo no de ready man prisi ati for ne nsem abetodwa omutum se Bawumia edi wo mo hwammo papa azadie emzin wa zawa mo papa na ni nyina nse ene yebuso mo muchum se aye Pwalugu dam ya project ya Bawumia almost no se be cost $993 million na etiefo wa mo hene etutu ni na pam akokate sword na yebehye project ya sia etiefo akoye boachi bidin no muchum se nti Bawumia onu mu yesie pa efe wumpa uye kromeni mpo na uye omusei na ene do ya santini so obedi so no wanya ene de ne enka netifo nsohwewa kasa hwew enka se pete wo so yemunwam na yentie ensam no
ene we expose the lies, we expose the hypocrisy. And we try to make sure say so over Facebook aya no wa share na no kure no ntwantron. Like seriously. But let me give you some brief statistics, sort of a summary of Pwalugu Dam project, at least brief detail. Cost of project ni nyina $993 million. $993 million because a multi-purpose dam. As part of the reasons why I am multi-purpose dam, no, it will be there for irrigation process or project. Number one. Apart from that, dam no send a stopping the usual flooding caused by the Bagre Dam spillage. So that at least it stores the water there and for however at the same time, you may use it for irrigation projects or for farming. So for instance, if indeed say I have Pwalugu irrigation dam, then we can do a vast plantation of tomatoes. Na ye jai ni ye krefri Burkina no, or do a vast plantation of onions. Ni ye jai je na ye krefri Niger. Just Niger for nim nyansa se Ghana. Ko wa mama ye je na ye nya je ni aya sase udi abo kre be fifi. Burkina for nim nyansa se Ghana. O mama ye Burkina ntos wa ye se ye nya ntos. Enso ye ya sase no papa ese omie no nyina. Apart from the cost, any say mama kan, there was a sword cutting in November 2019. Kwame, were you able to get that one? You could not get that video. Near president inviting Nahiri plus vice president. Omko kate sword. Say omko be Pwalugu Dam. If you're able to get it, fine. But when I'll create a mental picture of what actually occurred. In 2019, Oman Penin and Nadu Dankwa Kufado, ne vice president Bawumia, I call him Kesi, no less a chief, but the Nahiri of the Pwalugu kingdom, the overlord of the Mampusi people. Me, I have been to the Nahiri. Now, me sorry, Akunyomano, one of the greatest kings we have in our land, because Omakonyano, it dates back to centuries. One of the oldest traditions in the country, if not the most, if not the oldest. I beg your pardon. I know, and you see that man. Oh, if you've not been with the Nahiri, you think I'm over exaggerating. Me, I have been with the Nahiri. I have been with his eminent entourage, great chiefs that advise him, and the Nahiri is one of the greatest kings we have. Men now down Frobi chief, Obroni Bayano, and Oshadakasi Ahimfuni chiefs because of the queen. Do him say Ahimfuni to many queen in Yape. Etienne King Charles the third one, Obroni Diaswa, and Commander Ahimfuni chiefs. Because Ahimfuni Coca King, not just ye Omni King Charles the third, Ayape. Obronia for so many years. I drink country say, Yenya chief near Frenian Frey Kings. It will be the overlord of Mampusi. Yes, who a chief saying. How can he's a king? At least within his domain. And they will say, Okwa, King Charles III, he is an overlord of the whole country. Is he the prime minister? Is King Charles III always in Parliament? Is it not? Don't they have an administrative rule? Anyways, my encounter answer. Eti over Bawumia. Sabi oyo hini ti minti minka so mko dada hini. Ako convince na yiri say na yiri ya be multi-purpose dam amamo costing $993 million. Ti nana mesraw tietia chacha mu. Nana mesraw oba fugu akese na ya hyema yen. Nana yesraw aya fugu no hyeneche na me de oba be kire no ma mu na hunu say me hini no na yiri. Anom ko kate sort say na me kire no as far back in 2019. Eti sa makate sort the wi a mo be adwuma om ka kire say in 15 months so mo wie say adwuma no. That's what they told us. Eti Ghana fo nyina ehunu say ye be wie say adwuma no. But is that what happened? Project was expected to serve 3 key purposes in Makano: power, irrigation, flood control. Na near the contract no sino hydro and just our contract. I wish I will get that video. But when say or he no do o machi thinking say ya baba ye Pwalugu dam project no. Or he ni coffee no. Fast to 2020 and owura Bawumia kotena asempa kodintro. And I am sorry, the name Dr. Bawumia is becoming synonymous with lies. Etiabeka krenkoda be school. Synonym of lies. Why will be better Bawumia? Because it's becoming one too many. Kwajina baby promise so for say anye emokra de ese atwamka. San kwajina baby fufuro say enye no kre. Mankasa I was joking. Kwajina baby ka say taxation no ye be jai say more production. One no send the levy beto yeso. San say yantu abama no may levy free so. Wa wo the levy ato yeso no. Yantu abama na be yi ewe so. Na say as chairman of the economic management team, what is your use? Oh yet then we levy no. Eti entro na o ma twatre Ghana for. I'm doing say Ghana for still sweep in the pool of entro. Ye be bo tape ya man. Me ba cho famiko 2020. Interviewer Obi Agrante, vice president. No mo etie me hunu say, with all due respect, we cannot vote for a lying tongue. And I've told you, Senator Nelson Mandela kind. Anyone who wants to be a leader but changes his principles with the passage of time is not fit for purpose. 85 Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, for instance, he didn't change his principles. Senator knows what here. Probity, justice, accountability, whatever. What he fought for. He was fighting his own government. That is a leader. But not a leader who wants to be a Muslim today because of circumstance and get vote, and he wants to be a Christian the next day to get vote. You have changed your principles. Metamorphosis are taking place in your mind. Eugene for video the two mommy. Maybe a higher Akroma 100.5 FM. Chछि sê.
In the northern part of our country where you come from, and Amono, can you beat your chest and say, yeah, yet this signature project in the north?
I think here the most important project here in the north since independence, a Pwalugu Dam project.
Okay.
Is the biggest investment. Say we're drawing books no since independence.
Okay, like I watch it.
Government be by say Pwalugu Dam. But we're here as a signature project, and in Ebeda #1. So there's no doubt about that. Pwalugu Dam, no, it's
in the north.
Yeah, it's for say find some way in Chumukakra. Yes, someone say no, you are coming and I see you headed towards 2024 election, 7 December, coming 7 December. No, yes, I say no, we number so Mosina, yes, senior Coponia Bompire, my Ghana. So I'm minor assumed you so because so I am minor dear. This is 2020 number 2 name for Yensa, it will be 7 December after a battery.
Part of our country where you come from, and Amono. Can you beat your chest and say, yeah, yet this signature project in the north?
I think here the most important project here in the north since independence, a Pwalugu Dam project.
Okay.
Is the biggest investment. Say we're drawing books no more since independence.
Okay. Okay. What watch?
How I check government be by yes, Pwalugu Dam, Pwalugu Dam, Pwalugu Dam, but we're here as a signature project, and in Ebeda number 1. So there's no doubt about that. Pwalugu Dam, no, it's
in the northern part of our country where you come from, and Amono, can you beat your chest and say, yeah, yet this signature project in the north?
I think here the most important project here in the north since independence, a Pwalugu Dam project.
Okay.
Is the biggest investment. Say we're drawing books no more since independence.
Okay. Okay. What watch?
How I check government be by yes, Pwalugu Dam, Pwalugu Dam, Pwalugu Dam, but we're here as a signature project, and in Ebeda number 1. So there's no doubt about that. Pwalugu Dam, no, it's
in the northern part of our country where you come from, and Amono, can you beat your chest and say, yeah, yet this signature project in the north?
I think Kebuzia Oba Second Republic and Timanye Koto Comedy a free for Wentimanye Hila Liman Third Republic Wentimanye a champion Wentimanye Fly Lieutenant George Rollins or 34th Republic and Timanye Natchez Kufon Timanye Atamos and Timanye Mahama Timanye 80 or fans Akufa no Bamian Abaye and what in your kind also on my me patrol president and a vice president catch us somewhere. He remembers that time when Carter saw no Nairi count, so he can't lie to the Nairi. Because Nairi is the overlord of the Mampusis where Bawumia comes from. So you not, if Nyawakano, you are lying, it means you be lying to the Nairi. So of course, Bawumia in your kind on that fateful day. Say Omwaye. Samaya dia. The cost of the project is $993 million. So I want to believe, say, at least half of that money have been expended on the project. Okay, fast forward to Parliament. So Obian Fantuni Trim, Dr. Bawumia in 2020 was here Pwalugu Dam. No, it will be say Pwalugu Dam. No, ye call moi, ye be Pwalugu Dam. No, yes, sir. At the end of Parliament, when committee a chronomoni send no, finding out whether or not send your Bawumia Kano. Abra Bank of Ghana governor Kotromanim Eugene Fanutum. Me say Bawumia campaign de nyadi a video spec.
In the northern part of our country where you come from, and Amono, can you beat your chest and say, yeah, yet this signature project in the north?
I think here the most important project here in the north since independence, a Pwalugu Dam project.
Okay.
Is the biggest investment. Say we're drawing books no more since independence.
Okay. Okay. What watch?
How I check
in the northern part of our country where you come from, and Amono, can you beat your chest and say, yeah, yet this signature project in the north?
I think here the most important project here in the north since independence, a Pwalugu Dam project.
Okay.
Is the biggest investment. Say we're drawing books no more since independence.
Okay. Okay. What watch?
How I check government be by yes, Pwalugu Dam, Pwalugu Dam, Pwalugu Dam, but we're here as a signature project, and in Ebeda number 1. So there's no doubt about that. Pwalugu Dam, no, it's
in the northern part of our country where you come from, and Amono, can you beat your chest and say, yeah, yet this signature project in the north?
I think here the most important project here in the north since independence, a Pwalugu Dam project.
Okay.
Is the biggest investment.
So project in and as at that time, no, a better number 1. And don't forget to say Abayno Schts man because it's the same government they could you $2 million for Tamamoto Way expansion project. Based in $2 million in the expansion be anyhow. The same government will say, even though your land train, and the then Minister of railway Jogati ono ame land train you also come president go to $2 million see a benya sky train $2 million ama sky train ama so don't be surprised say aban no e ba be hwe SSS. Okay omampani abedi akire say omaye Pwalugu dam no and makacho say cost $993 million Eugene Famiko Parliament is it public account committee also Famiko Parliament na ya so omaye and now omonye do you have that video Parliament get that video for me. I take responsibility. I blame. I think that we know I was supposed to have sent. So but we are working on it and we'll try and get that video for me. And in that video, documents in microphone crown, Osha page 23, a report say final payment of $12 million have been paid. I know we be Bank of Ghana for, and the Bank of Ghana governor was saying, say, no, Oshemwa, 2022, but it's supposed to be 2021. And see, Onim Auditor General, and Auditor General, this microphone, a bit me answer best to the question, Yebisa. So even the Bank of Ghana governor, no Krampono, he was confused. And the man went ahead and said, say, na say empo, Obiya Jumama Baya, also raise a certificate. And son of SSS or raise a certificate, and only Pakuna raised certificate, and yet they went ahead and paid. Anna, say, did you do any checks? What they said because they were directed by the accountant general or whatever to pay. I stand for correction on the accountant general, but me refi that particular institution. But because they were directed by that institution, they had to pay. You paid without any proper investigations. Now I have a question. Machina was a project in cost $993 million. And according to page 23 of that report, it was final payment of $12 million. Does it suggest to say Oma Dikai Etria over $800 million needed? Make 800 and make 993, not $12 million. Mame, your school time, not a calculator. Me calculate here 993 million, so 993 minus 12 say 12 million. Okay, so if say nyomo kanu what we will go by now say $12 million, and according to that very report quote from page 23 near no cry now just somebody came to $981 million. Kwame, there's another thing you should get for me, the current state of Pwalugu. Get that picture for me. Hey, container post you. Not even a signboard. You see, sa only obi okum nipa da. What dream no? Unu say oya di obekum. Ba only otrofo ne da. Yeah, because a toda bia on no sre, but no one opesu okum. So some people prefer to walk with murderers than they will walk with lying tongues. Like Bawumia, and such character, respectfully, still seek our mandate after destroying the economy, pushing this economy into shambles, into ditch. Some person near Kotu Abaman because Ghana for you know. And let me even say here, I am not here to campaign for NDCU. No, that is not my job as a journalist. But I am one of the few journalists. We don't care about what people think. We care about the truth. At this point, John Dramani Mahama is the best for the country, and that is why I want to support him. And until I mention this Atadi and shine this Kawan. No, I'm not here to campaign for NDC. I am here to make sure John Dramani Mahama becomes the next president of the country. Because I believe as a journalist, the country have been unfair with him. The country have treated John Mahama unfairly. Because sa mamu funwe ya mamu a ebi mu kra de bom ho asafo hene dia ene ese John Mahama ya diga na dinto. There's some video here na make ho asem. Oh, there's this building Likee TV. Come and share your modern notification bell no click so. Say drop latest on so some can be Edomasi Akroma.